Wonderful people, most welcome to my channel. I'm Charlotte Chi, a healer, a therapist, and a channel. So I've been working in the degrees of healing out the body from the inside out, from its natural values. And that is very important when getting into the thyroid gland that is actually responsible for most of the diseases we witness on the planet. So it's very, very important if you are on thyroid medication to break that down by the day and not all at once. And then here I will offer you 3 big steps to take to get off it. Even if you want it for 10 or 15 years, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you take responsibility for your body and that you start to truly boost your embodiment, your immune system, and allow the thyroid and the pituitary glands in the back of the neck to do what it is supposed to do. And thus we are very, very responsible to take on natural healing, to rebalance the body back. And that takes a little bit of knowledge, but once we get there, which I will explain in this video, then you will be surprised how much easy steps you can achieve just in a few weeks time. So we have 2 sorts of thyroid medication, also PICs or synthetics. Both are piled with crap, with very bad side effects, because many people, when taking these medications for many years, will suffer from major problems in the joints, pain like arthritis in the fingers, the feet, the knees especially, problems with the breathing system, getting the blood circulation clogged up, and many as well get a little bit depressed by it, opening up to higher levels of fear, and so many may suffer from weight loss or weight gain, loads of weight gain that is also unnecessary due to many items being put in that particular medication. So let's say that if you're willing to get out of the big pharma indoctrination, then it would be great, if you want to test your blood when getting out of the medication, to get a good doctor, more like a naturopath, more a doctor like a sports doctor that is there for natural health and that doesn't, is not so fond of a synthetic medicational outlet. It's all bad, either if you have pills or any form of capsules or whatever. It all does the same thing in the end, and thus your natural immunity cuts down by the day. And that is reason why so many people didn't, do not feel any release or betterment in any of these treatments. So getting out of that usually starts off with breaking down your daily intake. If you take just 1 pill a day, then you could cut that down in just half a pill a day. And then week after that, you start by taking half every 2 days, then half every 3 days. So you're on 2 halves a week, and then the 3rd week you start cutting it out while adjusting the diet completely, because the diet most of the time is 100% responsible for the circulation from the entire body all the way up in the thymus gland, all the way up in the thyroid, and thus supplying the entire brain. When the brain doesn't get enough circulation from the blood circulation, so the pulmonary artery in between those 2 big glands, that is the thymus thyroid, then chances are, you know, you feel very bad in the body. So everything needs to work in tandem, in coordination, in balance, in harmony. And we can definitely achieve that if we're willing to go all the way, because lifestyle and diet always goes together. And thus, most of the time the thyroid gland defines some sort of a lock in the body. It's not a disease, it's a lock. And when that lock opens up, then it cuts down other systems to function in perfection. And thus it creates diseases, it creates bad habits, and thus, let's say, most of the time you have a lack of nutrients, minerals, vitamins due to toxins in the body, bacteria in the body, and stress factors especially. Cut that down. Fear factors, stress factors, gut problems. So if your intestinal tract is not working well, very, very bad at times, then you will also see that the blood circulation cuts down. When the blood circulation cuts down, it cannot bring the necessary nutrients in the thyroid, because essentially the thyroid gland is the highest level blood circulation we have in the body, and is the connectivity between brain and body as well. So that is very, very important. So I would suggest, even if you feel a little, or you have anemic, chances that your iron level is very high, or at times very low, you need to take that into account. And thus there is a few minerals, vitamins, and foods I will address here that you can take to start to change over your diet. So one of the most important is selenium. It is iodine, especially the seafoods like spirulina, chlorella. There's many of those. Vitamins A, B12, essentially, D, E, and K, and especially iron. But we need to really be careful with iron and balance it out so you don't get too much, or in some cases not enough. And that can perfectly be balanced out, especially with taking spirulina and the seafoods and chlorella. These are the two that open up the higher breathing system as well, and brings the circulation of iron in the body, which other nutrients don't do so much or so easily. And therefore it's a great food. And also, let's say, get as much nutrients, vitamins and minerals from whole foods. So no more processed foods, definitely no canned food, because they're piled with trash, bacteria, toxins. There is so much stuff in it that, it creates a disease upon a disease, actually. And no MGO, be careful with that. No soy. Soy is the highest level of processed food we can have, and it's definitely 1000% MGO. So it creates synthetics in the body. So here, all that garbage is very bad for you. On the other side also, I don't know if you know that the intestinal tract, we're not being cleansed at least once a week, once a month or something, or going through a detox process, host like 10 to 15 years old garbage in the villi, those little items around the intestinal tract, if you want to know that. So when detoxing, you may go to the toilet quite a lot, even when not eating and just drinking. So you know that you are releasing loads and loads of old foods that are clogged in the intestinal tract. And that is very important, you know. So natural foods, they can really give you everything when you start to take care of your body, really want to nourish your body and leave everything processed really behind. So yes, of course, organic foods is very good, but as we are in a period of, you know, huge transition on the planet, and we know by now that there's so much toxins, bacteria overall in all the foods. There's hardly anything that tastes anymore. So it would be good to have your own garden. And if you can't, eventually make friends in the hood with people that have their own garden. Share these healthier foods actually, and that would help you massively, because it can support you on a higher level. So here I have a whole list of foods that could really boost your thyroid gland and bring a lot more nourishment to it. So one of the best things to start your day actually is with a detox juice. You can have tea and anything. And it's being said that coffee is not that good, but I would agree about, you know, 1 cup of coffee in the morning wouldn't hurt that much. I think it's not that bad. So, and then starting off with a juice that is a combination of carrots, 3 lemons, a huge clot of ginger and turmeric, and in that you put your first boost, that is a big spoon of chlorella powder and a big tablespoon, I mean to say, of a spirulina powder. And that is where you start your day off. It would be like, you know, you make 1 liter. I don't know how many ounces is that, 30 ounces or something. But anyways, you know, like if you have a glass or 2 or 3 or in the morning hours, that would be great, because if you drink that juice, you know, on an awaking stomach, it starts circulating nutrients, and then you take your coffee at your ease and grace. And if then you're still hungry, you can eat other things, of course. Also, what is very important, I think smoothie bowls are very, very nutritious. For example, we have mango with kiwi, with pineapple, and a bunch of roasted nuts or seeds. And that is, you know, very tasty and very good for your health. Is like poppy seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, sunflower seeds, fennel seeds, pumpkin seeds, black sesame seeds. So you can make some sort of a combination of these, because, you know, also nuts, for example, almond nuts are very healthy. Brazil nuts for the selenium, to uplift the selenium, cashews, and also black walnuts, if you want them. They are great too, because they host a lot of iodine in them. And that you can take nuts as much as you want during the day as a snack and things, and replace anything that is sugar. Most of the time, people that crave sugar are in an emotional body, or you have a lack of nutrients, minerals, and vitamins. Other than that, most of the time we do not crave sugar at all, because natural foods host, you know, quite a high level of balance in natural sugars already in anything you take as a natural herb or a fruit or a vegetable. So that is great. And then bananas for your vitamin B12 are really, really wonderful. You can add them to your smoothie as well if you want that. So, and then you know, opening up. And what we need to cut out really is gluten. Gluten is, you know, it makes the body go bloating. It was never meant to be on the planet, all that wheat that had been planted. So replacing gluten, like you can have a bit of quinoa, rice, rice noodles or corn noodles. So it's not that you need to cut out your spaghetti. I would cut down a little bit on potatoes for the first 3 or 4 weeks. So maybe perhaps getting a plan out to get to a detox, changing your food for a month, and thus, you know, cutting out the foods you were used to take and adding these healthy nutrients instead. So I'm totally vegan. Like when you have all those nutrients, you don't crave anything like meat anymore. Maybe if you want a little bit of fish, then yeah, okay. Take some lobster, crab, shrimp, you know, there's some healthy fish if you still need it. But I don't, you know, promote it here. But I understand that cutting out everything must be very hard. The other way that really clogs the breathing system and completely, you know, shuts down your immunity, that is the thyroid gland, immediately working in tandem with your thymus gland. And that is especially very important to take. It's so addictive. It clogs into everything. It suppresses the breathing system, the blood circulation, and so much more. So milk, you can replace milk by almond milk, or yeah, there's some other milks that may be good, but I think almond is one of the best. Soy milk, I don't think it's any good. It's MGO, so be very careful with that as well. And clearing out your gut, especially with your morning juices, or if you can, fast 1 or 2 days a week, just, you know, on juices. So take as much carrot, ginger, lemon juice as you want, or at times celery, green celery is very good in combination with some apples. So that will add, and also add some ginger in that particular juice. So you have to, you know, to change over. So because, you know, carbs, gluten, dairy, you know, that really cuts your immunity and has a very high level effect on your health. So changing those over would be I'm not so fond of beetroot juice, but it's very healthy, so I eat a lot of beetroot. Maybe somebody out there has a good recipe for beetroot juice. Let me know here in the comments, or, you know, a good experience with it. But I have a good recipe here for beetroot soup, actually. If, you know, if you cook some, you have some vegetable broth and you cook that with some, you know, leek in it, and when that is ready, you actually add pure beetroot juice that you juice yourself. So a good juicer would be very welcome here in your home. And then you add just salt and pepper, but also 1 or 2 spoons of vinegar, and that has a very, very good taste. And that makes the soup, you know, very, very hearty and tasty. So here, as I said, you know, the MGO products are terrible. There's a lot of potato chips out there that's all from the brand Lay's, I think, and many others. And then also be careful as well with the oils, because oils are all promoted as being very, very healthy, but when you really get down to them, most of these oils are also MGO and have been cut down with a lot of crap in it. So I think a very good Italian olive oil would be great. What I'm very fond of is the roasted sesame oil that adds as well to a lot of taste. You can add a bit of sesame oil also in soups. So really get out of canned soups or, you know, any ready-made food or, you know, and get used to making your own lunches and dinners. And that is, you know, a soup. Anybody can make a soup in just a short amount of time. Have some broth, water boiled, add, you know, 4 or 5 vegetables, add some black beans if you want, and that is very, very good as well. So yeah, I would definitely go for that because it's very, very nutritional. So then on the other side, what to avoid as well here is Teflon pans. I would replace them with natural stainless steel. That would be great on the body as well. Cut out fluoride that is in the toothpaste, and that is absolutely no good for the body. And that is the reason why it is everything that is promoted to a high level is the worst for the body. So take that in the back of your brain, and then you can go a long way, because it has proven the thyroid inhibitor and accumulation effect actually on the thyroid gland that starts all in the midbrain, affects the thyroid, and then shuts down the immune system that is hosted in the thymus gland. So it's very detrimental to cut that completely out. And then there's so many fats. So you can have some real butter if you want that, but really good homemade butter, something. Coconut oil is very good for you. So that's a bit, yeah. You know, most of the oils, or many oils, are genetically manipulated. So you need to really be aware of that. That's very, very important, especially when you cut down, you know, on the intake of medication. Then you need some hearty food, a food that speaks to you, food that is piled with nutrients and vitamins. So it's you know, all of the time it's really listening to the body. And if you know, if you need to eat a handful of nuts, take these nuts. If you need to eat more soup, then take more soup. If you need to eat whatever you crave, take it, as long as it's no sugars and no processed food. You can go and, you know, replace the simple things daily. And then, you know, coriander is very, very healthy, and with some spinach and kale mixed in your soup. So I would say, yeah, there's so many healthy things. And as well, so making a, you know, a good hummus with black beans, add some garlic, lemon juice in it, some onions and peppers, and then you have a black bean hummus. What is also very good is the cooking brown chickpeas and making your own hummus. So don't get it from the shops, because it's piled with very unhealthy high level oils. So here, when, you know, cooking brown chickpeas, then you add some olive oil, you add a little bit of water, you add some lemon juice, a little bit of garlic if you want that, parsley, a huge, you know, a big bunch of parsley, and then you get it to a food processor and you mix all these ingredients, and then you have actually a high level snack in the home whenever you get hungry. I would suggest replace anything pizza, bread, potato, all those things, especially hamburgers and all that. That's over and done with. If you want to get healthy and you take this particular diet into account and you start it out today and you cut down on your medication from 1 to a half to every 2 days, every 2 days, and once a week, and then up it can go. So that is very good. And you can go on Google and Google as much healthy, very, very healthy recipes, soups, whatever, vegetable soups or vegan diets, but taking really into account that you need to change your cupboards and how to get along with it. So that is one thing. And another very, very important thing is when the thyroid gland is stuck and we need to reboost the entire body, it is very important to get enough exercise, meaning every day. So it's good, walking, running, yoga, dancing, but especially as well if you have some weights at home, to start lifting a little bit of weights for the arms, the legs, because when you lift weights, it gets the blood circulation immediately to the muscular blood circulation. And when it does that, it circulates the nutrients in there and you feel fitter quite quicker than when you don't. So that is very important. And then maybe have half an hour to an hour walk a day. Do your groceries or get your groceries by walking to the grocery store. I walk every day, like 3 miles, and I love it. And I take all my groceries on my bag, so I train the muscles of my bag all with it. I never take a car or anything. But that's a choice, right? I do know that's not an option for many people, but I'm just suggesting that I do know that, when boosting the thyroid gland, you boost the immune system. And especially as we're hitting winter, then if you take that and you take, very hearty teas, especially nettle tea and nettles, you put in nettle in your daily diet, that is great because it has so many nutrients. Any of these herbs you find out there, if you're ready to plant herbs, they will assist you as well on a high level. So exercise every day, choose something that you can, click on with, or do some Pilates. There's Pilates exercise on YouTube, or, do some Pilates with a friend. But you should have quite some results within a week time already. So that is one thing. And then the third big step I would always suggest is, as we know that everything, that was health and education has been cut down on the planet. So we need to re-educate the body back into light. And the best or highest level healing there is ever been on the planet and still is your alignment direct back into your origin and transmuting the cellular construction back into perfect health. And that can be done through meditational alignments or healing alignments. And if you're not used to that or never meditated and you're willing to do that and clear the bones, clear the muscle, clear the skin, clear the intestinal tract, clear the liver, the stomach, the root, the brain, the thymus, even the skeletal structure, if you want to do that, and you want to learn how that works with actually light electronic energy that overrides the matrix, then I have here 15 meditations opening eternal healer. You open up and you become an eternal healing. It's being encoded to your hands and your brain, and your entire circulation changes. We replace the energy centers that on earth are termed chakra centers, but that also broke down the thyroid gland massively. So we replace the chakras by one pillar of light that hosts all the 12 colors from all the old chakra syndrome. And thus these 15 meditational alignments, you heal one organ after the other. You start to know how to work with that. And if you want to do that all the information is in the description box. You can have a look on my website or subscribe to my newsletter if you're interested. And there's loads of information down there. But just to say, it's, you know, the thyroid gland is actually responsible for most of any other disease in the body, especially when we have stress. We get in fear. When we have fear, the entire body shuts down. That's what they wanted. But we know better, so we can remove the fear. I have a free meditation alignment to remove the fear out of your brain. So if you want that, it's also there. And let me know if you have better recipes, if you have some experience in there. It's also very important to share it here with other people. Share ideas and experiences. Let me know in the comments. That would be wonderful. So I hope this video helps you. And if you find it valuable, then I would say please subscribe. Feel at ease and grace. A lot more content will come through in the incoming weeks as we are hitting winter time. And so I will put out a whole list of these healthy nutrients, and eventually, you know, some sort of a healthy daily menu on my website. So I'll put the link down there as well, so you can look it up, so you don't have to write it all down, and so you have an idea if you want to go shop healthier things in you know, new shops, and health food shops would be great. But especially just taking responsibility, and then, you know, taking action and sticking to your commitment to yourself to really do it. Because, you know, in a few weeks time you will feel so much better, different in psychology and mentality, physically, but also spiritually. Like, our spirit is what makes us think, what makes us speak, you know, that's our spirit. So all these four bodies, the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual body, needs to be in alignment. And when we have that, we feel vibrant, we feel passionate, we feel alive. When anything in the body is out of alignment, we feel depressed, shut down, and then, you know, so forth. So thank you so much for joining me, being here, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Charlotte. Thank you.